The sun dipped below the Oxfordshire horizon. The sky blazed with hues of orange and purple. I walked along the familiar path, my senses alert. The air was still, heavy with the scent of damp earth and honeysuckle. Then I saw it, a flash of black, sleek and powerful, slipping through the undergrowth. My heart pounded in my chest. My breath caught in my throat. The creature moved with an uncanny grace, its eyes glowing like embers in the fading light. For a moment our eyes met. A shiver ran down my spine. It was a black panther, a creature of myth and legend, here in the heart of the English countryside. The encounter was fleeting. The panther vanished as quickly as it had appeared. I stood there, rooted to the spot, the image seared into my memory. Was it a trick of the light, a figment of my imagination? Or had I truly encountered one of Britain's most elusive creatures? The British Isles have long been steeped in tales of phantom cats. Legends of large, black felines stalking the countryside date back centuries. These stories were often dismissed as folklore, the stuff of myth and imagination, but whispers persisted, passed down through generations. In the 1960s, sightings of these mysterious creatures began to increase. The reports came from across the country, from the rugged hills of Scotland to the rolling plains of southern England. The sightings were often accompanied by reports of livestock going missing or being found mutilated. The public began to take notice. The authorities were forced to confront the possibility that something was lurking in the shadows. The passing of the Dangerous Wild Animals Act in 1976 brought the issue into sharp focus. The Act placed strict regulations on the keeping of dangerous animals, including big cats. It was introduced partly in response to the growing concern over the number of exotic animals being kept as pets and the potential danger they posed to the public. One of the most high-profile cases involved the so-called Beast of Exmore. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the remote moorland of Devon was gripped by fear following a series of sheep killings. The killings were blamed on a large black cat-like creature that became known as the Beast of Exmore. The government took the unprecedented step of calling in the Royal Marines to investigate. The Marines, with their expertise in tracking and observation, were tasked with finding evidence of the creature. Despite an extensive search, no conclusive proof was ever found. The Beast of Exmore, like its counterparts across the country, remained elusive. The Exmore case was not an isolated incident. Over the years, there have been numerous government inquiries and official investigations into big cat sightings. These investigations have often been met with skepticism from some quarters. But the sheer volume of sightings, coupled with the occasional piece of compelling evidence, has been enough to convince many that something is out there. Despite the skepticism, sightings of big cats continue to this day. The British Big Cat Society, a group dedicated to investigating and documenting these sightings, receives hundreds of reports every year. The Society, run by a dedicated team of volunteers, carefully analyses each report, looking for patterns and credible evidence. While many sightings can be attributed to misidentifications or hoaxes, a significant number remain unexplained. These unexplained sightings often come from credible witnesses, people who are familiar with the countryside and its wildlife. Their accounts, often detailed and compelling, paint a picture of creatures that are far from the realms of myth and legend. The sightings are not confined to rural areas. There have been numerous reports of big cats in suburban and even urban areas. These reports suggest that these creatures are adaptable and resourceful, able to survive in a variety of habitats. Their presence, while unsettling to some, is a testament to their resilience in the face of human encroachment. Section 5. Folklore in the face of progress. The fascination with big cats in Britain is about more than their existence. It speaks to a deeper connection with the natural world, disappearing in the face of modernization. These creatures, shrouded in mystery, represent a link to a wilder past. For centuries, the British countryside has been a place of folklore and legend. These stories provided a way for people to make sense of the world. Modernization has led to a decline in belief in these stories. Yet, these stories persist, clinging to the fringes of our consciousness. Section 6. The changing landscape. The changing face of the British countryside has played a role in the debate surrounding big cats. Modern farming practices have led to a decline in biodiversity and the destruction of natural habitats. Hedgerows ripped out, woodlands cleared and wetlands drained, leaving the countryside fragmented and devoid of natural features. This loss of habitat has forced native species into closer proximity with humans. Sightings of big cats could be a symptom of this ecological imbalance. Section 7. The persistence of belief. The belief in big cats, despite the lack of conclusive evidence, speaks to the power of the human imagination and our innate desire to believe in something beyond the mundane. In a world increasingly dominated by technology and rationality, these creatures represent a connection to a wilder, more mysterious past. The stories of big cats tap into a primal fear, a fear of the unknown and the unseen. They remind us that despite our technological advancements and our attempts to control the natural world, there are still forces out there that elude our understanding. This fear, while unsettling, can also be exhilarating. It reminds us that we are not the sole proprietors of this planet. The persistence of these beliefs also highlights the limitations of scientific knowledge. Despite our best efforts, there are still gaps in our understanding of the natural world. There are creatures that remain undiscovered, phenomena that defy explanation, and mysteries that continue to baffle us. The belief in big cats, whether rooted in fact or fiction, reminds us that there is still much that we don't know. Section 8. The allure of the unknown. The allure of the unknown has always held a powerful sway over the human psyche. We are drawn to the mysterious, the unexplained, the things that lie beyond the realm of our everyday experience. The stories of big cats shrouded in mystery and intrigue tap into this primal fascination with the unknown. These creatures, often described as being black as night with eyes that gleam in the darkness, embody the wildness and unpredictability of the natural world. They represent a force that exists outside of human control, a reminder that we are not the masters of the universe we thought we were. This realization, while unsettling to some, can also be liberating. The belief in big cats also speaks to our desire for connection with the natural world. In an increasingly urbanized and technologically driven society, many people feel a sense of disconnection from nature. The stories of these creatures, whether real or imagined, provide a tangible link to a wilder, more primal world. Section 9. Coexistence and conflict. The debate surrounding big cats in Britain also highlights the often complex relationship between humans and the natural world. As human populations continue to grow and expand into previously wild areas, encounters with wildlife are becoming increasingly common. This proximity inevitably leads to conflict. The presence of large predators such as big cats poses a particular challenge. These animals, by their very nature, are perceived as a threat to human safety and livestock. Their presence can evoke fear and anxiety, leading to calls for their removal or even eradication. However, it is important to remember that these creatures were here long before we were. Finding a way to coexist with large predators requires a nuanced approach, one that balances the needs of both humans and wildlife. It requires a shift in perspective, a recognition that we are not the sole proprietors of this planet, but rather part of a complex and interconnected web of life. Section 10. A legacy of mystery. The mystery of the Black Panther of Oxfordshire, like the countless other tales of big cats across Britain, will likely endure. These elusive creatures, forever on the periphery of our vision, serve as a potent reminder of the wildness that still lingers at the edges of our increasingly tamed world. They represent the unknown, the untamed, the aspects of nature that continue to elude our grasp. Whether these creatures are figments of our collective imagination, escapees from private collections, or remnants of a wilder past, their presence in our narratives reflects a deep-seated human need to believe in something beyond the ordinary. The Black Panther, a phantom of the twilight, embodies the enduring power of mystery and the enduring allure of the wild. And as long as we continue to seek out the unknown, the stories will persist, echoing through the ages, reminding us of the mysteries that still lurk in the shadows.